Hello and welcome to Kalam IAS. Today I am here to tell you about the reflections which have been shown in the UPSC examination from our test series, RLP series and other aspects. These aspects which we have covered has helped many aspirants who were associated with us and they were able to write the quality answers with our different set of series like RLP, MIB program, current edge program and other aspects. In this, I want to tell you something more about Kalam IAS Academy, what is our objective and how we do take certain initiatives which are helping our candidates day by day to improve themselves. So let's go ahead today. First and foremost thing, that is the objective of Kalam IAS. For an aspirant, it is very difficult to understand which way to go, which way to take and what are the certain lacunas which are coming forward in their examination, where their hard work is not being fructified in results. The biggest problem come here is what to do next after certain failures and certain steps which has not been very fruitful for us. For that, the major objective of our programs and Kalam IAS Academy is the self-assessment of yours, and at the same time we also assess our initiatives at the same time. Furthermore, with the self-assessment aspect, the personalized feedback plays very crucial role in your selection process, in the process of your UPSC journey. So we have started many initiatives in past few years and this year also, which is being helpful to you and also which is showing us or giving us learnings where we can improve better to deliver better at the same time. This improved learning aspect and personalized feedback aspect, where all the segments, for example this self-assessment with our SAR initiative we have taken forward for prelims, for mains and as well as for in the interview aspect. And many candidates like Suribhan Yadav and some other candidates have been benefited from it and secured good rank at the same time. Let me show you something about our initiative which we take largely and which has been very important and crucial in the examination aspect. The first and foremost thing is related to personalized feedback. This session is about to come forward because just after mains many candidates would be looking to prepare for interview aspect. For that we are providing you face-to-face evaluation aspect along with the interview guidance program in the personalized feedback aspect, where you just record a video of yours, you send it to us and we will send you the analysis part with that. That will be helpful for you to improve yourself and at the same time it will replicate the aspect in your performance at the time of interview. Furthermore, with personalized feedback, now what is the scope of improvement and how we can improve further? For that we come up with our SAR initiative. The self-assessment report and self-assessment aspect of SAR initiative, which is largely based on the self-assessment report of video analysis of face-to-face interview aspect. Then the self-assessment report for mains, which has been very crucial. You can also watch the videos from the QR code which is here. And this will tell you what are the segments as per UPSC standard, what to write, what not to write, what are the major standard criteria which you must follow. This is a booklet and also a video lecture on this has been given to many aspirants and they have been very beneficial for them. The prelims aspect is also very important component with different set of series. The self-assessment report of prelims also we provide, and with the SAR initiative we try to make you understand what is the actual demand of UPSC and where you are lacking. What are the certain reforms or improvements you can do within yourself through the self-assessment aspect. And this has been very, very important for all the candidates who have joined with us. You can also see the testimonials by candidates who were associated with Kalam IAS and have shown their thanks for this SAR initiative by Kalam IAS Academy. Apart from this, if we include the both, we had an innovative idea to start something like reverse learning, where from the edge or from the crunch of the things you will understand what actual improvement I require by the reverse learning aspect. First you will write the 6 answers, and just after that we discuss those answers, 6 to 8 answers, whatever you have written, we will discuss it with you live. And that discussion and face-to-face evaluation helps to make this exercise, which requires exercise approach, which requires the practical approach. Not just the reading stuff, but the practical approach which will make you to succeed, which will make you to practice, perform, and as well as to reach to the success in journey of UPSC. Furthermore, with this segment, we have an exercise driven approach which leads to the reverse learning program or RLP. This workbook says you give weekend test series with us with face-to-face evaluation, and then study smart content will be given to you with re-recorded lectures and live lectures at the same time. Furthermore, this test series, answer writing, quality enrichment part of this RLP makes the program very comprehensive for all the candidates who join it. This makes us to stand different from others also. This helps many candidates who have been associated with us, and definitely this time I'll show you the reflections which has come in UPSC examination directly or indirectly to a larger extent, and that will show you and that will make you to trust that what we are delivering, what we are saying is the most honest review of Kalam IAS Academy. Furthermore, in the RLP series, what we actually do, let me tell you that also. We have 12 tests with 40 sessions, 8 sectional and 4 full length tests, and those are sectional tests are covered by renowned faculties. The question paper we make has shown larger reflection. I'll show you that also. The pre-RLP sessions will also be there for the same. The RLP sessions will be given to you, 40 RLP sessions. The workshops on essay and ethics program which we have also started, where first you will write, or meanwhile when you are writing it, we will tell you certain more improvements aspect. And there are separate classroom programs related to your essay and ethics also, that is the EMI program by us. Many things, many initiatives we are taking, and those initiatives will help you a lot with our innovative ideas like SAR and the exercise driven approach like RLP series. Also the comprehensive booklets we providing like MIB, Marks Improvement Booklet, and Edge Current Affairs Booklet. MIB is for making your static part more comprehensive with enriched quality data as well as the qualitative notes. Along with the Current Edge Booklet, you will master the current affairs, and many reflections has come forward. Similarly, for prelims, we have Kalam Golden Pages, and with Kalam Golden Pages, we have K-Snippets for the current affairs aspect. And all these will help many candidates to improve their marks to a significant level. Now, let me show you the reflections which have come forward in this examination, this time in UPSC CSE Mains 2023. Largely the questions I'll be showing are from GS2 and GS3 to show you, to showcase also that how many important segments we have covered, how comprehensively we cover the aspects, and how it has been reflected in your question paper at the same time. The reflections are from GS1 and GS4 also, that will be taken forward, and I'll be taking the GS2 and GS3 with you. Let me show you that. The first question, that is constitutionally guaranteed judicial independence, is a prerequisite of democracy comment. And this question we have covered in our RLP series to a larger extent. If you just reframe this question, you will get a lot of idea regarding the same. See, how far do you agree that judicial independence, just a minute. How far judicial independence has faded away despite constitutional guarantees. In this context, discuss the importance of judicial independence in a vibrant democracy. Can we say the second part of this question is similar to it, right? And to show you the proof, let's see, this was the question we have discussed in our RLPS series. This, how far do you agree that judicial independence has faded away? Despite constitutional guarantees, in this context, discuss the importance of judicial independence in democracy aspect. Furthermore, The another question which I can show you is related to the states in India seem reluctant to empower urban local bodies functionally as well as financially. Comment. And if you will see the three questions which we have covered in our different series, for example, in the RLP ACE aspect, we have covered this, and in our test series aspect, we have also covered this, and it has come to an extent, the reflection is there. For example, how far 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act has been successful in fulfilling the idea of financial decentralization in India, and discuss the recommendations related to 15th Finance Commission could be watershed movement for urban local bodies. Somewhat the explanation we have given has been very helpful to the candidates who have written the answers with us, and also is not to be proved. These segments we have covered. Let me show you that also. See the question number 6 of this test paper which we have discussed with the candidates. Then again compare and contrast the British and Indian approaches to parliamentary democracy or sovereignty. Here we have done a simple thing, discuss the similarities and dissimilarities between parliamentary privileges in India and United Kingdom. Also evaluate whether these parliamentary privileges in India violate personal liberty. So somewhat the comparison which we have done is somewhat visible also here. So we can talk about the content we have given into this. For say you can see this content where we have discussed the similarities. That was one part, and at the same time we have talked about the differences in the parliamentary segment of India and United Kingdom at the same time. You can see that many aspects we have covered successfully and has been reciprocated in the answers by our candidates at the same time. Furthermore, if we see this question related to presiding officer, we have talked about the role of speaker in the legislative assembly in our question paper. Then again one more question, discuss the role of Competition Commission of India in containing the abuse of dominant positions by multinational corporation in India. Just see, same question, framing थोड़ी सी अलग है. Similar question, similar demand we have done so far. Another e-governance aspect as a critical tool. Here we have discussed the question, e-governance has helped accommodate diversity of India and achieve the SDG goals. What they are talking about has assured in effectiveness, transparency and accountability in governments. What inadequacies hamper the enhance of these features? To an extent, this critically aspect we have analyzed this, and if you see it is there, and also we have done so far. The virus is conflicting in affecting the functioning of SCO. In the light of above statement, point out the role of India in mitigating the problems. Furthermore, this question you can reflect in these aspects like Quad and SCO we have covered over here related to the Central Asian region diplomacy aspect. And again we have talked about India's independent engagement with Central Asian countries yield greater benefit. Somewhat both the questions have given a specific and enough idea to the candidates, though they can write the answer at the same time. And these are the parts which we have discussed, like this was the Quad question and this was the related to SCO aspect which we have done. The only point of showing you all this, that largely our efforts which we have taken has shown the results in the examination paper. Now the larger prospect will come when the results of mains will come. And one more thing, there were certain missings also at the same time. For example, we were expecting the question from UCC, but couldn't be asked. The question related to one nation, one election aspect, because it was in news earlier also, so we were expecting a question, but it has not been asked this time. Might be next time they may ask. This is a process where we try to guess most important topics, and with the most important topics, we are happy to share that larger part has been covered by us. Furthermore aspects, the Indian diaspora aspect, and we have covered in this question, like the challenges aspect we have covered, the unprecedented development journey during the next 25 years, like Kartavya Kal, and the Indian diaspora is the Middle East aspect we have covered. They have asked the western part, so somewhat you can interrelate with most of the points also. See, this was the question related to it. Again, structure of parliamentary committee system. Parliamentary committee system, how far the financial committee helped in institutionalization of Indian parliament. And if we see, we have written to an extent the same part. The first part of the question has been reflected, and here also we are talking about similar thing. And this was the part we have discussed here. If we see further, this is from the economics aspect. In our RLP series, we have taken all these segments. For example, the faster economic growth requires increased share of manufacturing sector in the GDP, particularly of MSMEs. Comment on the present policies of government in this regard. If you see few number of questions which I have discussed in the RLP series, like this, with an aim to make a robust manufacturing ecosystem in India, government is focusing on faster digital transformation of manufacturing sector. Discuss the challenges and benefits of digital transformation, manufacturing, and way forward. Furthermore, the inclusive growth aspect question, if you club these questions, you will get the answer of this question also. Along with it, in our test series, we have covered the MSMEs classification, how we can boost it, and analyze the role in the digitalization aspect we have put forward. These are the major proofs for you. You can also see our YouTube videos regarding the same, the RLP series. Two questions from each RLP series we have put on the YouTube channel for you. That is free of cost available to you. You can watch that and you can get benefit of that at the same time. And you understand what quality we are delivering. Then what is the status of digitalization in the Indian economy? And I have discussed the digital public infrastructure which can be taken as a replica of it, and where we have talked about the aspect. Also, we have given this aspect which is another important aspect here. And with these two, definitely it's gonna help the candidates to utilize it. Even the agriculture aspect, the digitalization aspect, how it is helping the agriculture sector and how it can help, that we have also delivered here. With all these aspects, this e-technology aspects has been covered in our test series with the digitalization of agriculture and how this technology is being helpful in the agriculture aspect. And if you see, I have shared 6 questions which we have discussed. Largely, if we see this question, and this question, and this question, the 4 questions out of 6 questions has been very helpful to write 4 to 5 answers in your examination this time. Apart from it, the land reform aspect that we have given in our test and in our RLP series also. We have asked about the digitization aspect, that was one set of reforms related to land reforms. And again we have given an aspect, and largely this must have given 4 to 5 points to our students who have joined with us. The next part we can talk about is introduce the concept of artificial intelligence. How does AI help in clinical diagnosis? Do you perceive any threat to privacy of the individual in use of AI? All these questions of GS paper 3 from economics and science and tech I have discussed in my previous video, where I have taken each question one by one so that you better understand the demand and you understand the structuring of the question also. These questions, largely the role of AI has been covered by us in our exam, and also the healthcare aspect we have covered here. The next aspect is, despite the great scientific AI potential which we have discussed in our RLP class, the challenges aspect can be covered from here, because largely the challenges of AI are common enough and you need to write in that way also. The digital advancements are now capable. This was also the same question related to AI, and many aspects we have covered in our RLP series, so that we were expecting a question from AI largely based on the new aspect of information aspect, but they have asked the healthcare aspect this time. That was also important at the moment. The state the objective and measures of land reform that we have done. Then this Jammu and Kashmir question, largely this has been reflected. This explains the cropping pattern, change in cropping pattern, and what are the present challenges. The agriculture economy aspect we have covered in our RLP series and test 7, and that has been reflected. Let me show you that also. Then this direct and indirect subsidies. Here we talked about WTO's peace clause, where WTO issue has been asked in this exam, and we have able to write you have been able to write most of the answers with us. This is another part, electrical vehicles, we have asked about it. IPCC question, the global warming aspect we have asked, and related to it sea level rise aspect we have also done. Here also in one test we have talked about the coastal submergence aspect, which is another threat now due to global sea level rise that we have discussed in our classroom. With these aspects, if I show you certain internal security questions, like this was the question, and if you see here, and with all these questions, largely we have covered the segment. And let's see the video taken by Vivek sir and other renowned faculties also. It has talked about the money laundering and financing of terrorism. He has also given an aspect of this digital personal data protection bill. So you can include that in the data privacy breach aspect. Furthermore, if you see the number of questions and the ways we have discussed many things, has been helped many candidates to frame their answers in better prospect. This organized crime and money laundering aspect, and here we have discussed this also. That was the biggest aspect. सीधे सीधे हमने नो मनी फॉर टेरर कॉन्फ्रेंस को डिस्कस किया था, उसके रेलेवेंस के एस्पेक्ट को, और उसमें जो भी मेन एस्पेक्ट्स थे वो हमने डिस्कस किया. So my simplest aspect related to all this is, see, these questions are also being reflected organized crime and money laundering aspect, which we have covered so far. So my only point to all of you, that whatever we are doing, there are certain hits, there are certain misses also. The hits I have shown you, and I am taking the full responsibility of certain misses also, which we try to work on that also, so that we can improve better and we can provide more better content, so that most of the segments can further be covered. Largely, we are expecting that 60 to 80% in between the content we have covered in our different segments with our test series, with our RLP aspect and other aspect. Now, to make you understand the role of exercise driven approach, to make you understand the role of self-assessment, we have come up with the bootcamp aspect. With the bootcamp, we will be providing you prelims test series and mains test series that is not just a test series. It is the ladder which you need to take the step-by-step approach for practice, and practice will lead to performance, and your better performance will lead to your success in prelims as well as in mains examination. This was the reflection part. I will be thankful to you if you see the video entirely, and you will understand the importance of Kalam IAS Academy in your selection process. Our only objective is to give your selection to see you in the UPSC list. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you.